Hello and welcome to April. This is the April Numerology Business Forecast for 2024. I am so glad that you're here because April, well, it's shaping up in terms of numerology to be, I just keep getting this visual of like, we're here, because that's really what the energy is all about this month in numerology. So we've just finished a 2 energy month for February 2024, and we're now April 1st and into our April energy, which is a 3 energy month. So before I get into the 3 energy month, I'm curious if you've been watching my forecast for the past couple of months. If you have, I'm curious if you've actually been using this knowledge of the energy of the month in your personal life, in your business, and how are you finding it? Unless you have had numerology training, it can feel like a little bit overwhelming as far as, you know, using numerology in your business or using numerology in your personal life. And when I say using, and I'm using air quotes, I'm really just meaning it can be anywhere from just having awareness to having a deep understanding of numerology and understanding how to decode these messages and using those messages for your action steps in your life, however which way that you want to express it. Because in numerology, the biggest piece to remember is that, yes, we study the energetics of the numbers 1 to 9, and at any time we get to choose whether we are expressing the high vibration or the low vibration. So we just came out of a 2 energy month in February. We're still in a universal 8 energy month, or sorry, 8 energy year for the whole entire year. Everybody's in it. I'm in it, you're in it, clients are in it, partners are in it, families are in it. And really what this means in terms of universal energy for the month and the year and the day even, it just means that we are all experiencing these energies going on that are kind of flying around. And when we understand these energies that are really predominant, it helps us understand and make sense of what's going on in our life and our business a lot easier. So the 2 energy last month, February, that was all about connection, collaboration. It was very much about relationships, in fact. And if you are, if you're listening on YouTube or Facebook or catching a clip on Instagram, I'm really curious what your experience was with February, especially when you had that knowledge of it's about relationships and it's how I show up in relationships and it's how I speak in relationships and it's how I, kind of where my boundaries are in relationships. It's how how my inner world is reacting to the outer world and vice versa. And so we can also look at this as we're in a manifestation cycle. So, when February was a 1 energy, new beginnings, fresh starts. February is a 2 energy about relationships, connecting, collaborating. Think about it in terms of a manifestation cycle. You may have the idea for yourself, but after the idea, we almost always need some sort of connection, collaboration to start, really allowing this idea to come to fruition. So it's like this next step of the manifestation cycle. Now that we're in April, we're now in a 3 energy month, and I want to explain all about the 3 energies so that you can ride this flow of the manifestation cycle and understand it so that you're not just passively watching it go by. All right, so 3 energy. What can I say about 3 energy? 3 energy is about amplified creativity. It is very much about communication and deep connections. I have a fair amount of 3 energy friends and colleagues. So their ruling number or their leadership code is a 3 energy. And I love being around these people because they always just seem to have a ton of ideas. And they always seem to, be the ones that are like the smarty pants. They're quick-witted and they've got ideas up the wazoo, and there's always seems to be something creative going on. And so that's that part of that 3 energy of amplified creativity. It's like creativity on fire, overflowing. Now, the interesting thing about 3 energy and like a super high vibe is this amplified creativity, communication, and deep connections. But the only way that you can really truly tap into this 3 energy is by acknowledging and tapping into your sensitivities, because the power of the 3 creativity is directly related to how you honor your emotional sensitivities. This has to do with emotional intelligence. And if you were listening to our podcast, our guest speaker on the Spa Business Mastery podcast in March, Anne Marie McKenzie, um, we were talking about heart intelligence. So if you haven't watched that and you want to know more about heart intelligence and what that means, go watch that or listen to that podcast. But we're really pulling that concept through with this 3 energy, because 3 energy, and if you're a ruling number 3, and if you don't know how to calculate your ruling number or your leadership code, I actually have a free like a download for you to figure this all out. And I'll put it in the show notes for you so that you can just click on it and get your particular code. But either way, the 3 energy is so much about honoring your emotional sensitivities. And this is the hard part of the 3, is honoring your emotional sensitivities, because in this world, doesn't matter how old you are, it's not always been easy to be emotionally sensitive. In fact, in many of your lives, it may have been like downright unsafe to be emotionally sensitive. And so, if you are a leadership code 3 or ruling number 3, a big part of your life path is honoring your emotional sensitivity and really tapping into that heart intelligence and realizing your sensitivity is actually your superpower in terms of creativity. So the amount of emotional expressiveness that you can show is really equal to the amount of creativity that you've got available to you as a 3 energy. And it's the same just being in this 3 energy month. It's going to be a month where it's going to force us to be aware of our emotional intelligence. Like, um, do we tend to fly off the handle if things go awry? Do we tend to get, you know, like this kind of really negative inner chatter? Do we tend to manipulate others when we are not feeling like we can express our emotions? And nobody likes to admit that they are manipulative, but it's just one of those things that it's kind of what we've been conditioned to how to react when it's not safe to be emotionally sensitive. So emotional sensitivity is going to be a really big theme this month, and I want you to notice when it starts creeping up for you in terms of I'm feeling way too sensitive and it feels too scary, and the opposite of like I am feeling feels, and it feels uncomfortable, but I understand what this is, and I'm going to push through a little bit more because I am safe. I know this is okay, and I'm just pushing through my comfort edges. So when we can pay attention to how we're feeling, and how sensitive we're feeling, and we can pay attention to how we're showing up with that 3 energy, whether we're like shutting right down, uh, starting to feel a little bit manipulative, even just kind of feeling that debilitating self-doubt. That is that kind of flag in the play for you that, oh, there's some stuff here in terms of not feeling safe about expressing myself. And I want to be more creative in my business. I want to be more creative as an entrepreneur. I really want to tap into that energy. The only way I can tap into it is honoring my emotional sensitivity, maybe doing a little bit of work around that area. Now, the other aspect of the 3 energy is a lot about kind of starting this pivot point of turning your wishes and dreams from the 1 energy of February into an actual manifested thing. So the tarot card that that goes with this number is the Empress. And the Empress, she's got she's got a pregnant belly. She is birthing the world. She is the divine feminine. And, all of that creativity in that birthing process is that three energy, that massive, massive three energy. So there's lots of Mama Earth energy when it comes to the three. And it's actually Earth Day in April. So I'm not sure if the people that got that started realized, the energy of a 3 month where it landed in April, but here we are. It's very serendipitous, I would think. Um, what else can I say about the three? The high three is very, like I said, very creative, very intelligent, and not just like creatively, like I'm not talking about emotional intelligence, but I'm talking about smarts, very quick-witted, smart. The threes that I know are like, I don't know, like they're just smart, smart, smart people. They're very quick in the mind. Very emotionally expressive when they're in their high vibration and not feeling too sensitive, joyful and optimistic, very inspirational. And it's because the three energy is inspirational because it's super creative. And when people watch you kind of fully in that three energy, it's inspiring for them because they're like, oh my gosh, wow, look at this person doing this. So, that inspiring energy is very activating. So, if you have a team, keep in mind this month that your levels of creativity and emotional intelligence are also, you're walking your talk, but you're helping them to activate in themselves the same kind of energy. Essentially, kind of to wrap up, just kind of the feel of the three energy. I've had this visual in my head for the past couple of days of it's like, almost like breaking onto the scene and like, hey, I'm here and I've got some great ideas and let's have a lot of fun doing them. And it's that same energy of like just showing up and being confident in showing up. What I've written here, it's in bold letters. I've written like, I am here, I have got purpose, and I'm going to make it happen. That feels very much like the three energy. So let's talk a little bit more about the low vibration of the three, just so that you can recognize it when it's coming up. Because when we have awareness and we can recognize, the low vibration of these energies, we can make quick course corrections for sure. And we can have really big ahas just from that awareness. And when we have those big ahas, like just even recognizing that you maybe when you're getting triggered, that you emotionally shut down, that's a great aha. That's a great awareness to have, because as you start becoming aware of that happening more often, you can decide when it's right for you to create change about that, whatever that looks like. Okay, so the low vibration of the three energy is sensitivity. It's, this is that double-edged sword of energy. And we get to choose how we show up on the low vibration and high vibration. And, when I say we get to choose how we show up, sometimes when we show up, it's very much because we're triggered, especially when we show up in the low vibration. And that's not to beat ourselves up about it or to be judgmental or critical. It's just to notice things. So that big sensitivity piece, while it is your superpower in this three energy, it also can cause debilitating self-doubt. And the other piece I want to just point out, about being triggered, when we're navigating emotions in our business, and, we typically don't hear a lot about dealing with emotions in your business as an entrepreneur, but Lord knows we got lots of them. And especially when we're working with people, whether we're solos or we have a team, we're still working with people and we still have to deal with everybody's baggage and stuff and our own things that come up. And so there are going to be triggers. We are going to be triggered. And one of the things the term that I've heard this year that I really appreciate is the term sacred triggers. And I want to, give Anne Marie McKenzie the kudos for that term. And the whole thing with sacred triggers, it's understanding that I'm being triggered for a reason. I'm being triggered so I can learn something about myself. I'm being triggered so I can learn something about myself so I can change it because it's really not working for kind of the goals that I've set out for myself. And so if you are feeling triggered this month around your emotional sensitivity, I invite you to explore what part of those triggers are possibly sacred triggers for you in your business, in your personal life for sure. But in your business, I've always said that your business will be the best life coach you could ever want or not want, because it will point out for you all of the places that you have triggers. When it comes to boundary, the biggest ones I see are boundaries, money, worth, like self-worth, worthiness. Like I deserve this level of abundance. I deserve this level of success. Those are the big ones that I see in the spa industry that show up all the time, all the time. Okay, what else is we've got for the low here? Debilitating self-doubt, emotional highs and lows. So that 3 energy can feel really, really high and then they can feel really, really low. So again, watching for when we have those extreme highs and lows. Fearful of criticism. And ironically, they're fearful of criticism, but ironically, when you're in the low vibration of the 3, you are critical and judgmental of people and things and yourself as well. So, watching for that to come up. Feeling depressive or scattered. The other piece is overwhelm. Overwhelm is a super common low vibration 3 energy. And that is because when we've got this 3 vibration going on for amplified creativity and just kind of this overflowing creative energy, of course we're going to feel overwhelmed because we've got too many ideas. So it's this balance of the 3 of like having lots of ideas and feeling super creative and wanting to move forward on all of them. And then realizing, oh crap, like I can't, they're really great ideas for sure, but this is a no-go because of timing. This is a no-go maybe because of finances. This looks good. This looks promising. This is a hell yes because of, XYZ. So the other aspect of the 3 is that can feel on the low is having to choose. But it's because, so it's that overwhelm. I can't choose. But the magic of the 3 is that there is lots of ideas and you do get to choose. Okay. Scarcity is definitely one of the low vibrations of the 3. And along with that scarcity goes that lack of self-care. So, if you kind of are getting in that low vibration of the 3 and feeling scattered and overwhelmed and a bit depressed, it's really easy to forget your self-care. And so that's one of those pieces that's important to remember. I have a visual. I've been getting lots of visuals these days. On the low vibration of the 3, the visual I got was almost kind of like a depressed gardener. Like they're sitting in the garden and feeling sad for whatever reason, maybe overwhelmed. Maybe the gardens got too big. I can relate with this because I had huge gardens last year, got totally overwhelmed because I actually got sick. And so when the gardener's depressed and doesn't have any energy to do anything, or feels really overwhelmed, the garden's not getting watered. The garden's not getting any, extra nutrients, any fish fertilizer. It's not getting, the buds aren't getting nipped so that we've got more fruit coming. Things just start kind of falling apart with the poor depressed gardener. And it's really just that visual for me was really just kind of to remind me about all the opportunity that is in there for the 3 energy to, I got to keep going. I got to clear up that mindset. I've got a little bit of work to do in terms of simplifying things, and managing my emotions, getting my self-care back on track if I've been forgetting it so that I can feel better and start watering my garden and start nipping the little flowers. So I've got more flowers coming. Make sure that I'm remembering to nourish my soil with compost and fish fertilizer so that I can harvest down the road. All right, so that is the gist of the three energy for April. I want to now get into some of the days of the month because holy doodle, there are some really intense ones for this month of April. All right, the first thing I notice is that today, which is April 1st, it's actually a four energy day, and we figure out the energy of the day by adding up the dates of today. So today's April 1st, so 4 plus 1 and then the year plus 2 plus 4. So when we add up those dates, that gives us the energy of the day today, and it's a four energy day. And four is about stability and safety and structure and foundation. So like think about today, like in this month, we're a three energy month. We're like this creativity on overflow, lots of ideas, having fun, feeling light and bright. And then the next number is four. So next month will be a four energy month. But what the four is in the manifestation cycle, it's all about, we've got all these ideas sparking. Well, now we have to ground it and create a foundation. That's something that makes us feel secure and safe and systematized so that we are set up to leverage from there. So today being, we're starting the month out with a four energy day. To me, that's like a nod of, that stability and safety, because once we get going through the month here, there's some really big energy for self reflection and I don't know, expansion is the word that I'm looking for. So that four energy today is like a nod for you're safe, you're good, you've got structure, we can move on to the next piece. So the next thing I want to share about for April is actually this week. It's on Thursday, April 4th. And we've got a bit of an 8-8 portal here. So we've got April, which is the fourth month, the fourth day. So that's an 8. And then we've got 2024. We add that up, that's an 8. So that's why it's called it's called an 8-8 portal. Got lots of fours and they're adding up to 8. We're in an 8 energy year. 8 is all about abundance. It's about subject matter expertise. It's about going deep on things, like no surface stuff here, people. Like, if you're going to want to learn something, you're going to be feel compelled to go dive deep. How this is showing up for consumers, and we're already seeing it, not just for consumers, but we're seeing it across the board in terms of, you know, Hollywood, politics, and this is really about like like the public wanting depth, like no more surface stuff. And so our whole year has that theme in it. So when we're thinking about our business and these 8-8 portals, it really is like it's like a bit of a like, hey, pay attention over here in terms of amping up your abundance, subject matter expertise. Like 8 is just like the perfect year for the spa owner, skin therapist, like whatever you are niching into and wanting to go deep in, this is the year, because your clients want that too. They want deep knowledge, and they're not going to be happy with just like the regular marketing lingo, jargon stuff. Okay, back to Thursday the 4th. The reason why it's such a big day is because there's actually a planetary alignment happening. So we've got Venus, Mars, Saturn, and Neptune. All of those planets are going to be lining up on the 4th. And it's also lining up in terms of astrology, and I don't know a huge amount of astrology, but I do know that it's also in Pisces when this planetary alignment is happening. And Pisces is this kind of dreamy, airy, wonderful feel to it, watery feel. And so this is a great day to really tap into what your goals and dreams are. This particular portal with the 4-4 and the 8-8 is again a nod to any kind of work that you're doing in your business to create structure and stability, which are like systems in our case, building up your leadership style, your leadership code. And so, yeah, this is a really powerful day. It's essentially like a big wake-up call for your personal truth. Like, go deep, go really, really deep. The universe is asking all of us to do this right now. And the other serendipitous thing here is that Thursday is a 7 energy day. 7 energy is about, um, it's very much your inner world, your spiritual world, and it's about truth. It's about faith and trust. And so having this 8-8 portal on the 4th with all of these planets in alignment, it's a huge wake-up call to really tap into your personal truth. And for you in the beauty and wellness industry, we know that a big piece of your personal truth is to serve others, to help them feel better, to elevate their self-worth. Because we know that when we elevate the self-worth of those in our community, it creates a ripple effect, right? All right, so that's the first big day, is April 4th. What else? Oh, the next one we've got is April 8th, and it's a new moon on the 8th. It's also a solar eclipse. So we've got some messages here from the universe. Um, so the solar eclipse is like a double down on fresh starts and new beginnings. And remember, I just talked about April 4th being this portal to really dive in and wake up to your own personal truth. By Monday, which is the new moon, as well as the solar eclipse, this double downing on fresh starts and new beginnings couldn't happen at a better time. It's happening right on the heels of you know, exploring what your truth is, where you want to go in your business, where do you want to go with your values. And so the new moon on the 8th is that time to start making tracks, to create those intentions of fresh starts, new beginnings. What is that going to look like? Then we have the next couple of weeks are quiet until April 23rd, which is a Tuesday, and that's our full moon. And it happens to be an 8 energy day. So it's an 8 energy month. It's an 8 energy year, a 3 energy month. And on the new moon here, being an 8 energy year, it's just like this amplification of that 8 energy of abundance, of going deep. What else can I say about the 8? Um, yeah, the 8, when you think about it, comes right before 9. 9 is about letting go. It's graduation day. It's being able to look back at the other numbers. You look back on your manifestation cycle with some, new smarts because you learned a few things. And so, I love that this new moon is on an 8 energy day to, you know, the full moon allows us asking us to release and let go, which is why a full moon always seems crazy for police, fire, hospitals, first responders. It's like it's like a huge big release, of course. And so on the full moon, we've got this lunar energetic release. We also have the 8 energy, which is about subject matter expertise, diving deep into knowledge, mentorship energy. And then the next day is the 9 energy, which is again about letting go. So we've got lots of energy here about the 8 of abundance, subject matter expertise, helping, reaching out a hand for people, uh, just before and right around the full moon, just before the 9 and right around the full moon, which is like that double energy of like, it's good to let go because you want to move forward with the 8 energy, that kind of amplified abundance energy. We can't take it with us if we've got things that we're still holding on to. Okay, then we go through until the end of the month. On the 30th, our last day of the month, we're ending with the 6 energy day. And so 6 energy is very much about balance, beauty, particularly in the home. And so I bring this up because this April 1st today is a 4 energy day, which is about creating stability and structure and safety for us for this month. But we finish the month with a 6 energy day, which is about balance, beauty, seeing the inherent perfection in life. So I think that's a really wonderful energy to be aware of to finish out the month. Is kind of like we've started with the 4 stability structure. We've got lots of energetic planetary stuff that's helping us to um, tap into our truth, allowing us to get started with that new truth, allowing us to let go of things, old truths that no longer serve us, and then end with a nice balanced energy of the 6. All right, so that is our April forecast, your business forecast for 2024. If you have any questions about your month, if you've got specific things that are coming up, pop it in the chat and ask me a question. For those of you that are a leadership code 3 or a life path 3, this is going to be a really big month for you. It's because it's like this amplification of your code. So pay attention to all of those aspects of the 3 energy that I was talking about, and you'll sail through it in terms of having some really wonderful awareness about yourself, about your business, about your clients, and if you have a team, about your team as well. So if you love what I've been talking about, numerology, blending it into your business and your personal life, I invite you to join me. I've got 1 more week left of onboarding for a new spa business membership. It's called the Soul of Spa Business. And this membership is all about blending your practical, tactical pieces of spa business, beauty business, wellness businesses, and blending it with numerology. So in these forecasts, it's like a really quick information share. What we'll be doing every month in this membership is we'll be doing a deep dive into exactly how this could be showing up in people's specific spa businesses, and giving very specific action steps to help amplify these energies, as well as to minimize the lower vibration of those energies. So everybody gets a chance to talk about, what's going on in their business and how this energy relates, and to ask any questions there. We're also going to be having, I'm so excited about this, I've collaborated with a hypnotherapist, and we will have monthly hypnotherapy meditations, soul journeys that are specific for entrepreneurs in the beauty business, as well as kind of the energetics of numerology and just the energetics of spirituality. So we meet, this is going to be a beta test for 2 months. So it starts April 9th, Tuesday, April 9th is going to be our first meeting. We're testing it for 2 months only. We wrap up in June. So you'll have 2 meetings. You'll have access to our community, to the meditations, to, ask your coach question, whether it's just business or whether it's business and spirituality, or whether it's spirituality on its own. Either way, I'm here for you. Anyways, this invitation is only open for another week. Then it closes. We'll be in our testing phase for the Soul of Spa Business membership. And then I'm going to be breaking for summer and then launching it again in the fall. But those that join me in the beta test, you will be getting the founding members pricing. And I don't know if you've ever been in founding member in any other memberships, but I always find you get a lot because they're testing it out, and they tend to go over and above, and really making sure that the members are getting everything and more that they want out of the membership. So I definitely encourage you to join me in the founding members. And if you want to join us in September again, you will be getting the first invite. Your founding members price will be held for you. But if you decide you just want to try it out for this couple of months while we're in the testing phase, I'm happy to have you there with us at that time too. All right, so give us a follow wherever you are listening from, whether it is a podcast, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. It was nice to see you, and let me know what you think and what happened for February and what your goals are for April.